welcome to Storybook Land. My name is Destiny. I'll be your captain and storyteller today, and we are on the Feline from Bambi. For your safety, please remain seated, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat at all times, and please supervise your children so our story doesn't take any unexpected turns. Now, most people travel to enchanted worlds through pages of a book, but for those who visit in person, whether down the rabbit hole or with a little bit of pixie dust, often find their way into the magical or even menacing. But don't worry, though it looks like we're traveling through the jaws of Monstro the whale, the same whale that swallowed Pinocchio, we're actually being transported into a magical place called Storybook Land. Of course, if you thought Monstro was scary, coming up to your left is a cave of the Big Bad Wolf. He's constantly after the three little pigs who luckily live across the way in their three little houses. One house made of straw, one house made of stick, and one house made of 100% wolf-proof brick. But our story's about to take a strange turn, for just around the corner is the quaint English village where Alice lives. One golden afternoon, Alice follows the white rabbit down the rabbit hole and fell down into Wonderland, where things got curiouser and curiouser. In fact, Storybook Land is filled with such fantastic places created to inspire storytellers. Places like London Park, where Wendy, John, and Michael, with the help of Tinkerbell and her pixie dust, follow Peter Pan into Neverland, where they never ever have to grow up. And places like Agrabah, city of mystery and enchantment, where a street rat named Aladdin first bumped into Princess Jasmine in the marketplace and stole her heart. So the two were from different worlds. Thanks to the help of the genie and the power of love, they were married and now live in the Sultan's palace. These magical places here in Storybook Land are where love blooms forever, like the roses just above us on these rose-covered arches, where Aladdin and Princess Jasmine soared over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride into a whole new world. Although these stories are filled with love and light, they also have their dark places, like the Cave of Wonders coming up just ahead. Its treasure bears a curse that can only be lifted by the genie of the lamp. Legend says if you free the genie, he'll grant you 3 wishes. So let's make a wish and see if it comes true. Snow White wished for a safe place after she fled from the evil queen and found a cozy forest cottage coming up to her right. It's home of the 7 dwarves, who offered her shelter in thanks for her kindness. And just behind that is the jewel mine where the 7 dwarves still whistle while they work. Wishes are an important part of Storybook. Cinderella wished to go to the ball, and turning our page to our left-hand side, you'll see Cinderella's chateau, where she lived with her evil stepmother and 2 wicked stepsisters. Her fairy godmother granted her that wish, but when she didn't leave by midnight, her coach turned into a pumpkin, which you can still see on the bridge. Although magic has its limits, thankfully love does not. So Cinderella now lives at the top of the mountain in the golden pink castle with her Prince Charming. Dreams can come true. Like wishes, they've inspired our stories here. Some dreams are of drifting off to sleep, while others are dreams of happily ever after. To our left is the rose-quilted flowers, inspired by the 1933 Silly Symphony cartoon Lullaby Land. There's magic everywhere here in Storybook Land, even in our miniature plants, which will never ever have to grow up thanks to the enchantment of Tinkerbell. This is a part of what made this a favorite of master storyteller Walt Disney, and continues to inspire new stories. Stories like Mr. Mole, whose modest house is at water's edge, coming up to our left, and his neighbor Mr. Toad at Toad Hall. But sorry folks, Mr. Toad isn't home right now. He's off on a wild ride in Fantasyland to nowhere in particular. And beyond that is the Kingdom of Arendelle, with its castle at bay, the ship at anchor, and Elsa's ice palace rising from the snow-covered mountain. This is where sisters Anna and Elsa met their frozen friends, Olaf, Kristoff, and Sven, and discovered something more powerful than Elsa's magic, the power of love. While in the Alpine village ahead, Geppetto wished for his wooden puppet to become a real boy, and after Pinocchio saved him from the whale, the blue fairy granted him that wish. Geppetto's wish is like so many of our fairy tales, like the one of a little mermaid named Ariel who followed Prince Eric to his castle, coming up to our right, which inspired her to give up her life under the sea, take her first footsteps with unsteady legs, and fulfill her dream of becoming a part of our world. Hers is a story that begins in the shadow of her father, King Triton, in the underwater city of Atlantica, coming up to our left, and spills out into an adventure that ultimately ends like all good stories, with a happily ever after. This happy ending is the final piece to our Storybook Land magic to all our fairy tales. But of course here at Disneyland, the magic never truly ends. So as we close the book to our story and approach our dock, I ask that you please remain seated and keep your hands, arms, and fingers inside the boat. And when I count to 3, we'll all stand up at the same time for balance at the center of the boat, so that none of us have to go under the sea. Thank you for joining me and Celine here in Storybook Land, and I hope you have a very magical night here at Disneyland. See